misschien ook voor jullie.
Finds Fixie right after he gets past the 3 duos left. Drop down ends up coming through. Script Doggy, will he find it? But instead, Nurok comes in late to the party, cleans up 1, cleans up 2, and that is it. Shaw and Nurok take home the victory royale. 10 eliminations, 44 points, putting them in contention again. We're into the final hour of Europe. We're right there. These are the matches that decide those last spots. 4 are up for grabs, Shy. That's it, 4 left.
It's all around the world, man. Low, mid, and height, everything getting contested. Juice to milk for eliminations on every single layer. And Shaw and Nirwa just played it perfectly there. We see the chaos of all these builds, all these layer switches, people just trying to survive. It is the last week as well. Everyone's just trying out their own strategies over these 9 weeks of preparation they've had, solos and duos. A lot of people splitting up, playing with new duos as well. We've seen that a lot in NA East, as well in EU. As we get into this next game, Issa and Camo on the low ground.
Yep, and you can see that controller duo trying to represent, do everything they can. Pretty qualified for the solos. Camo trying to find his way to New York City. Can they make it? And this is actually one of the thinnest end games we've seen so far, with 39 players left, still 22 duos, so a little more action going on the mid game. As you can see, representative Issa and Camo's 8 elims right now. Super impressive, and there you go. Finally now into that last hour. 3rd time was the charm, 56 minutes remaining. And again, if you are just joining us and it's one of your first weekends watching, it is 3 hours or 10 matches. The semifinals were played yesterday and the qualifying spots are in the top right. We have already seen the BES duo advance out of Oceania and the Trigger QQ duo from Vietnam take home the spot out of Asia. Which 4 will join them in Europe? And who do you got your eyes on, Shai?
For me, at the moment, I think that Shaw is just playing amazingly right now. I also think that there's going to be a lot of chances for Camo and Issa to pop off as well. They've been up and down in the leaderboards at the moment, but as we can see over here, these high elim games, if you get 1 or 2 pop-offs, you're right back into the running. There is only an hour left, but everyone's already experienced in playing their 10 games, knowing that, hey, if we're behind 2 or 3 games, we can play a little bit aggro here and then catch up with those big placement types of games later on. So hopefully these guys and their game plans work out. We'll see what's up right now. A little bit of a sneaky game coming in.
Nou mensen, gaan we weer 1 potje doen, dan gaan we weer verder met kijken. Wat een loot, man. Mensen. Hallo?
Show me and Brian. All right, let's set up this GoPro. Got to tie on the next fishing rod and fishing line. I'm using the heavier setup that I use for saltwater. And, yeah. Be back in 1 second. Right there.
Royale as well, but Camo and Issa, holy moly.
That was huge right there, but not to be understated. Alpha and Duo picking up 18 points right there, 8 elims, and the victory route. Zeke, that was nuts.
Sundown, that was absolutely insane. I mean, first of all, it's so awesome to hear Shai's voice and hear how incredible he is at casting. Let's just
A great first cast. That was
great
beautiful.
first cast, especially in that game with Issa and Camo. Controller lords, with you got to think with another pop-out performance like that.
Yes.
They could be potentially contesting for a spot.
They could be the only full controller duo to qualify for a World Cup. It is the last chance for any of that to happen. So with games like that, Zeke, this is just the start of the day, by the way. This is the first block of games. We have way more Fortnite, but for now, let's hang out with Bala. I know you pulled some clips for us to take a look at. Let's see what you got. Yeah, I can explain. I can explain some clips here of what happened into those games. Tickle. I mean, he's by himself. He's trying to clutch up, and everything was going wrong there. He ended up being placed underneath the stairs. His heavy snipe didn't get the wall. The turbo build came in, and then even here, getting the stairs placed, this duo was going to come out on top of him, but he's able to stay composed, get the elimination, and then another situation that was unexpected. Somebody lands right behind him, and he still managed to get away, even with low HP. And when we looked at the leaderboards at the front, we saw all of these teams that were in this game. Here, Orc and Andalex on high ground. They use the chug splashes to recoup a little bit before, and Telek unfortunately gets a little antsy, jumps out, and that's going to be the end because both Andalex and Orc are looking down on top of him. Here, Osmo goes on a tear with his teammate Milan. And I mean, some of the things that they did here, this was really interesting to me because you used to run out in the storm and just tank the damage from the storm to get the loot. But in this case, he's using the chug splash to recover instantly. And then what a catch there from Osmo. We're going to look at another team here, Provoked and Imagine, who are so close to qualifying week after week, especially last week 8. Provoked actually goes down on a waterfall there as somebody makes its way there. But this shot was disgusting. He didn't even actually get that elimination. He did a 112 to him to the face, but actually Jorge, who was up on high ground towards the end, managed to nag that from him. But then Osmo taking on both Carnifex and Harmy by himself. Back on Imagine though as Osmo finally, because he doesn't have his shotgun reloaded, ends up going down. Imagine with the good attempt after we saw Provoked end up going down from fall damage, takes out Risk while in the storm, and then makes another storm play to kind of try to catch him by surprise, but it's not going to be enough. But it was so close, Zeke. This shot right here, and then look at this. He was so close. He already had his crosshair on his face, but no. Jorge is going to take the win just barely by milliseconds here, Zeke. This was so close.
Man, coming down there to the wire, man. this is just what Fortnite is, right? Like, everyone's going to give it their all. Everyone wants to qualify, and that's the kind of stuff we're seeing. Let's take a look at the leaderboard to see how things are shaking out currently. I can't even read.
Magisk, I don't know.
Den Magisk?
Magisk. I'm going to call him Magisk.
Great. And TTV, I'm the Beast. We know you. You've been hanging out here for a while. At the top still, though, 7 games remaining.
Yeah.
This is pretty substantial. 3 victory odds right now, 100% win rate.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That is ridiculous. I mean, 62 points. This might be flipped here. Games remaining versus matches played. Possibly Benji, Fishy, and Mr. Savage. We've seen them week after week. And people are starting to use that Fishy tag at the end of their name to get the good luck. But I mean, Wolfies and Rojo were up here earlier. They've got 57 points now. They dropped down from 1st to 4th. Skype and Vato, who are just barely, I think they got 9th place twice in a row in the duos week. So that's one of the French-speaking duos that have not yet made it. We saw Solar guys go through before, and then some of these other guys as well. And Alex and Orc, we saw their win. And Dretta, who had the crazy performance in week 9. You guys watched it. Just unbelievable. So it's shaping up. I mean, I'm already seeing Skype and Vato. I'm starting to get excited because they start to play better as time goes on. And we just have all but time right now. It's running down, though.
Yeah, for sure. I'm ready to get back into these games. Bala, if you are as well, I think we're going to send it back over to Sundown and Shy. Gentlemen, back over to you and keep the action rolling.
Thank you so much, Zeke and Bala. All good, Shy, no worries. But I'm so excited, like you said. We saw so many of those guys up on that top floor. It's so incredibly dense. 52 players in this lobby, 28 duos remaining, and again, the 4 final spots. We're coming down to it right now. That line, because the Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy duo have already qualified, would be 54 points. 51 was on the bottom. 3 points separating everyone. That's Storm Surge is on again, Shy.
The pressure is active in EU, and we are in pressure plant as well. The lava's hot. These skins look hotter. The guns look very nice as well with that new camo that's out in the shop as well.
Oké, Maxi, heb je een berichtje daarvan gestuurd? Even kijken hoor. Uitzendingen, opmerkingen. Maxi, had ik nu een solo potje gaan doen, of dat ik dit verder ga kijken?
Jarko's going down now. Where's his dual partner? We don't know. His finish is going to be coming out now as these sweaty soccer skins, Alex and Speezy, are just going to be tearing up this low ground, making sure no one's allowed to be this tall.
But get into the mid ground.
Even kijken naar jouw berichtje hoor. Nee, je hebt niks
all of these end games, but Speezy now going to opt to tarp away. We'll see the conversion happen onto Alec, and now has to make some tough decision in terms of loot. Is going to drop the heavy snipe in favor of taking the rift. Will he opt to fix anything else up? And you can see now he's trying to go back through and just make sure he gets every possible little bit he can.
In these solo spots, when you have to face up against other duos, those spam weapons are always vital. That choice of keep drum gun and the AR, even on low ammo. Speezy knows at some point is going to be a desperate motion on the low ground or mid ground in terms of making sure that spam is up on opponents' builds. So very smart decision there as we tune into the Fnatic boys. Motor and V-Rock's going to be looking at their own loot at the bottom here. Have a rift to go as well. Shadows the rift, but Motor misses out on those. Not sure if that'll affect them later on. Once again, there are a lot of geysers and a lot of ways to trickle down from height. On top of rotation, but that might be a big hit
we moeten nog een cadeautje kopen.
Verax grab those because honestly, shadows are the most consistent in terms of the utility tool. Being able to rotate, you have either top down or down up. You're able to rotate and get high ground if necessary and just make really clutch plays in a pinch. As you see, a lot of other people rotating the good old-fashioned way. It's Fortnite, the battle is building, and everyone is tarping up the side of pressure plate and trying to do damage because that storm surge is still active. You can see Motor
had van hem geld
9 points off
gekregen.
that pace right now to be in the top 10, 12 points off qualification pace. What can they do to get themselves closer? There they are. There are the shadows we saw earlier. Will he be able to grab them? Is that another misgrab coming out from Motor? And we talked about the clutch and the pressure.
Yo, wat wil jij? Had ik nu solo potje doen? Of dat had ik nu dit spel gaan kijken?
Very smart loop balance from those duels as well. Virox goes down, but he did have a slurp ticking while we let Motor play with those chuck splashes. You know, it's easy to have a very efficient chuck splash.
Oké, later. Later.
We zullen meteen nog een video opnemen.
Ja. Nee. Wil je zo meteen nog even samen pro.punt doen?
Ik kan op de iPad spelen.
Call Shield.
Wat?
Hallo?
Hallo?
Nee, niet tegen jou. Maar tegen, zeg maar, die fan, weet je. Nee, tegen die fan. Maar hij is er nog niet. Alleen kijk je nu even mijn solopotje?
Ja, kijk.
Maar het is echt niet precies live, kijk maar.
Ja, weet ik.
Dat had ik nou wel echt heel erg jammer. Maar Maxi, ik had trouwens vorig potje, toen was ik ook live, toen had ik echt alleen maar gouden wapens gevonden. Had ik vorig potje echt alleen maar gouden wapens had gevonden. Nou, vorig potje had ik al gouden wapens er wat gevonden. Ja. Oh. Gast, ik heb echt scheisse loot, hè. Scheisse loot. Scheisse. Scheisse loot. Scheisse loot. Het is gewoon scheisse. Ja. Scheiße! Scheiße, 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 scheiße. Charge, Maximiliaan.
Ik moet nu stoppen. Ik ben weg. Doei. Ook dicht de livestream. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Scheiße. Scheiße. Oh. Heb ik veel geluk, zeg. Fuck heb hij nou weer?
He's trying to find whatever space he can. Dementos blowing up. Adds there as now it's a 1v2. Dementos in the bottom right. I'm the beast in the top right with his partner. Reggie's post. And there for the high ground. Dementos goes. Launchpad straight up. Max Whitehead comes in. Can he build it away? Magic pops him off. Dementos tried to get back in the zone, but Magic pulls brilliantly done. So well executed. And that is why they're on the top, sitting up there currently with the 62 points.
What a close match going right down to the wire. One more shot is all he needed there, but it was not possible to not connect. The duo does hold it down. Once again, this pattern, very, very smart solo play there, making sure he can pick up all the eliminations before the game ends, even though it's a 1v2 spot right here. Now we got Nauka and MXR, who are both chilling in their big base. Looks like next to Stormline as well, one of the best positions you can be in. Very, very nice loadout there for them as well. They've got their long-range beam, the follow-up with the drum as well, and that crucial combat shotgun, which did get nerfed a little bit on this patch, but is still the fire allows you to make so many cool plays. They both are sitting on 0 eliminations at the moment, so they must make this effort to catch up near the end of the game.
Yeah, and just one thing in terms of the combat shotgun change, I feel like it's kind of mitigated just because of the removal of the shotgun timer. It ends up allowing you to kind of do, a lot of people call it the TP Classic, where you're ramping out and you're able to effectively tarp and shoot at the same time with very minimal amount of exposure. And I think it sort of makes up for the slight change in the range in terms of the tiles and how much damage it does. So the combat still being
daar sta ik eigenlijk ook liever. Alleen vandaag heb ik hem er toch bijgepakt. Ben ik gevolgd. En ik ga het kijken. Het is de eerste prank die gemaakt wordt. Ik vind het wel spannend. Ik wil trouwens wel voor jullie weten hoe ik op
Ja, ik heb hem wel geprankt hoor, jongens.
Australië te komen. En dat we daardoor dus moeten stoppen met YouTube. Dus eigenlijk is het prank in prank. Maar dat maakt het wel geloofwaardig dat we gaan stoppen met YouTube. Als zouden we nou echt moeten stoppen met YouTube, zou het echt enorm balen zijn. Want we doen namelijk echt super veel leuke dingen. We ontmoeten heel veel toffe mensen. Ik vind het wel serieus echt oprecht spannend. Ik weet niet of je het ziet, maar mijn handjes willen. Ik ga jullie zo meteen laten zien waar ik de geheime camera's verborgen heb. Zodat hij ze niet gaat zien. Ga ik het gelijk laten zien? Oké, de eerste.
Ik ga later